Just grab them in the brisket.
Do you want to wait a couple minutes while Christian rolls out of here?
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know if you can hear the...
Yeah, I can.
Oh, yeah, you can hear it.
I just wasn't thinking about it.
You can hear it louder than shit.
Be quiet, Christian.
Get louder tailpipes.
I'm gonna put a muffler and a whole system where it's like factory. You can't hear it. It's about, what's going on in my car? Oh, you're welcome. That was a little loud, so we took care of that for you.
I thought you were saying put a banana in his tailpipe. What movie is that?
I don't know. It sounds ginky.
Come on, guys.
Come on. Anybody?
Beverly.
Hillbillies?
Beverly Hillbillies. No.
No. Beverly Hills 90210.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Beverly Hills.
Ninja. 3 ninjas. Sidekick.
The one with Eddie Murphy.
Tailspin.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Cop.
Yes. That's
Beverly
what I
Hills
said.
Ninja is the one with Chris Farley.
That is correct.
That's funny.
Okay, John, you had a you were mentioning something about a funny story with
Yeah.
your XM.
I don't know if it's funny. I kind of felt bad after. Anyways, so I'm with the wife, and our XM radio, hers isn't working. I'm like, oh, mine's not working. She's like, well, we need to call in and update, renew our yearly, whatever it is, subscription. So I call in when she's driving and get it all updated. I'm like, okay, so this is going to work in my truck too, right? Like you've turned them both back on? They're like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, okay. And so, we go along down the road. I'm telling Vinny, last year I did this and my truck didn't ever come on. Like I spent basically the whole year with no XM radio. But really, I think I didn't have them do mine that year. Like I was just bitching about it.
Yeah.
Bitch about it. I told her, hey, if this doesn't work in my truck, somebody's going to hear about it, which you guys know me. I don't really let anybody hear about anything.
Right.
I'm not a complainer. I'm not really going to go off on anybody. I'm not whatever that is.
No, I hear you.
You're not
You're
an
a
asshole.
pacifist.
Yeah. I don't need the drama.
People can walk all over you. You're not going to say anything.
Well, that might be a bit. You're probably right. You're probably right.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Anyways, so needless to say, the next day I get in my truck and I turn my radio on and there's nothing coming out. And I'm like, these mother humpers. So I call them up on my on the speakerphone and I'm furiously going through the dial and it's not working. But it looks like it's like trying to pick up something. It's not like it normally is. But I'm like, doing the little automated push this button to talk to this, push this, and I'm it's just making me more frustrated. Finally, I get on the phone with someone. I'm like, look, I called and updated our subscription. My truck, you guys said it would work. It's not working. And I'm not letting them have it, but I'm definitely treating them like shit.
Right. You're being rude.
And they're like, well, sir, it seems like they've tried to turn it on. Like they're sending the signal, but it's not, your truck's not picking up a signal for some reason. We're going to send you to technical support. And right when they say it, I look over and realize my antenna got ripped off my truck about a month ago. And it's sitting next to me in the truck. And I'm like, I'll call you back. Click. I felt like a dick.
Yeah, that's great. When you yell at somebody and you
I
realize...
never do that. I never complain about shit. I don't send food back. And the one time I do, it's like God telling me, don't do that.
You know they're going to send you to technical support, and that poor guy's going to get a hold of you, and he's going through that manual, and he's flipping. Okay, this, yes, no.
Did you plug it in?
Get to
Exactly.
Is there an antenna on your
Do
car?
you have an antenna, sir?
Yeah, it's sitting right
that's
next
the
to
problem.
me.
That's it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
That's... God damn it.
Yeah,
That's basically what
I'm
happened.
holding my antenna. So what's next? I have one.
Yeah, I have the antenna. It's right here in my truck.
It's in my hand.
All right, welcome in, welcome back. This is the Grabbing the Brisket podcast. My name is James,
I'm John.
I am Aldan.
I'm Jan.
and this is the first episode. Well, I don't know if it's going to be the first episode of 2020, but hey, we're excited for what this next year is going to bring us. And
This is the first full episode of 2020.
okay. So, but by the time you hear these words coming out of your speakers or your earbuds, there would be already a mini episode already dropped.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Was it 0.5?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it'll be
Okay.
20.5. This will be episode 21.
Can we do 20.3 quarters?
We'll see how long the episode is.
We can do whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to see what this year is going to bring us and all the new different topics and new stuff that we're going to discuss. And I'm really most excited about the fan interaction and being able to get engaged with everybody out there.
The people.
The people.
The people.
Aldan, you know what I'm about to say.
What's up, my dudes?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you want the business, I will give you the business. You guys know the ropes. Twitter is at Grab the Brisket. Facebook, Instagram, both one and the same. As I always say, it is at Grab 'em in the Brisket. And we get emails all the time. Like I say, we love the feedback. And if you want to do that and to get a hold of us, you can email us. And that is grabinthebrisket@gmail.com.
Correct.
Well said. I feel like I'm hearing email. We got an email.
We do have an email. Do you want to get into the email? We can do that.
Do you want to get an email right off the bat?
Is there an email?
There's an
We
email.
got an email.
Oh,
I think there's an email.
Like hundreds of emails, but I narrowed it down to this one.
okay, perfect. Let's hear it. Who does it come from?
I'm going to tell you.
And where are they local? Are they
He's going to tell us.
Texas? They say where they're from. I'll let you do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, why don't you let me do this, and then...
Okay.
Okay. So this email is from Mike Pay, P-A? P-E-A-Y, Pay. He's from...
P-E-A-Y. P-A.
P-E-A-Y. P-E-A-Y. Mike, we'll call him Mike.
Yeah.
Michael
Mike.
P.
Mike,
Yeah.
hey.
And he's with Smoking Brethren. He's on Instagram and probably some other places. Check him out. I know he's got a website too, smokingbrethren.com or something.
Okay.
Anyways, this is his email. He says, we cook in KCBS comps, and for some reason we struggle with the rib category. We cook spares, cook at 250, wrap when the color is right, and pull at between 202 and 204. I know you guys primarily don't cook KCBS, but would like your input on when you guys are pulling ribs. We aren't scoring terrible, but it's definitely our worst category. My thought is that we are on the too tender side, as we typically have to hold them in the Cambro for a bit before turn in. When holding ribs, would you recommend pulling them and putting them in a fresh foil or pan rather than letting them sit in the original juices of the wrap? We are currently keeping them in the same wrap and not transferring them, but have had the thought of doing that. Any input would be appreciated.
I guess there's a whole bunch there, right? There's like a whole bunch of variables. We kind of talked about this earlier, right? But how are you cooking it? Are you cooking it? Are you storing them meat side down in your Cambro? And again, also, how long are they sitting in the Cambro for? I mean, because it can continue to cook in that thing. So, I mean, venting it really well. I mean, there's a whole lot of options there, right? So
yeah, and we'll get a couple more emails going back and forth between us and Mike. But yeah, my first thought would be, okay, Mike, are you, when you're cooking the ribs, are you cooking them face down or face up? And then when you're pulling them, are you venting them? And if you're venting them, how long are you venting them? Because if you're not venting the ribs long enough, once you wrap it up, you're going to have all that juice in there, and it's just going to continue to steam and continue to cook those ribs. And if you're trying to hold those for another hour or so, I mean, I can only imagine that it's probably going to be a little bit overcooked. I mean, it's probably going to, for us in the IBCA, we cook a little bit different than what the KCBS is. I mean, we tend to cook our ribs a little bit longer, and it's a little bit more fall off the bone because the judging, and we probably maybe have to do a little more research as far as how the KCBS does their judging.
Right, yeah. I think with KCBS, they don't have as many judges in the first round, so everybody, I think, gets their own rib. Mm-hmm. So, like in ours, like you said, they have to use a knife and a fork and cut them. And if it's even a little bit stick to the bone, they're going to say, oh, this shit's too tough.
Yeah, if you can't pull that rib meat off with a plastic fork, then the judges are like,
so we have to overcook it.
Not done.
Yeah, that's correct. I want to say, haven't we done a KCBS barbecue before?
I don't think we have.
Mm-mm.
I thought we were going to do one.
Yeah,
we may have one coming up. But yeah, so for them, I would say, like James said, whether you're cooking it meat side up or meat side down, when you're venting it and when you're resting it, I would say put it meat side up so the meat's not in the juices. And let it vent long enough to where that temperature stabilizes before you go sticking it in a Cambro. But it sounds like maybe the most important thing is get your times down to where when you're pulling it, it's only going to be resting for maybe 30 minutes or so. You're not going to have it sitting in the Cambro for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. Because even if it doesn't get too overcooked, it's going to affect the consistency of the meat. It's going to mess with it.
Yeah. Also, like even sometimes taking them out, like, and we have rested before in a Cambro or whatever, so we're not saying that, but taking it out and then throwing them back on a pit and adding a glaze to it or something. Sometimes it'll kind of help firm up what you're doing.
Absolutely.
that's kind of an idea there. And then probably the other thing that, in which I don't know if you're getting feedback or not, saying, hey, these are too tender, or there was a list or a scoring system where you're able to see you came in that way. But something people really think about, it's always hard to make a change in your barbecue process. If you're scoring middle of the pack, I mean, prime example, we had a buddy, his name was, I thought his name, Chad Harris. He was in the middle of a barbecue cook-off, and he was just always in the top 5. Couldn't get past the hump, right? Couldn't get past the hump. Somebody walked over and asked him, so what are you using? What's your rubs? He was like, man, he really kind of reluctantly said, this is what I'm using. And the guy said, hey, you don't use any garlic powder at all? He said, no, I never use garlic powder. Next cook-off, that's the only thing he tweaked, first place. And from that point on, he just slayed it. So to me, you never know, right? It could be one small thing that you're trying. And, of course, you want to look at the piece of meat. Is it too tender? That definitely could be it right there. Mm-hmm. Or it could be a seasoning. It could be a sauce. It could be the going back onto the pit and allowing everything to kind of firm back up and caramelize right before you slice. So there's a whole lot of variables there, but hopefully we'll be able to email you back or email us and kind of give us what you're thinking, and then maybe we kind of help you narrow it down a little bit.
Right. And I know they do get some kind of scorecard in the KCBS, so if you guys want to, or if you want to send us like a picture of your scorecard, I'd love to see like what the judges are saying.
What that looks like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What the categories
also,
are.
Yeah, just what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the judges if they're taking the rib bone and they're biting it, and then a lot of the meat is coming off with it, I mean, if that's the case, then okay, yeah. For that instance, yeah, maybe it might be a little bit overcooked, so you might have to adjust your time scales. Because I mean, we do ribs. I mean, I think we probably plan like 4 hours to do ribs, and so then that's cooking anywhere from like 250 to 275. But we kind of have that window. There's days where that stuff turns in. I mean, it finishes 30 minutes prior than what we really had planned for. And we had allotted ourselves another 30 minutes for resting,
right,
reglazing, cutting, all that good stuff. So when it finishes early, then man, that just throws everything off. So I mean, I can fully understand, and
sure,
yeah. I mean, that's just the biggest, I guess, issue with competition barbecue. How can you adjust on the fly to what has been presented to you?
Yeah, and you're thinking what usually works for you, and like you say, a wrench gets thrown in. You're like, well, shit, what do I do now? And not saying that he's going through that, but he may be.
Right. It sounds like he's not scoring horrible. He's just not, like you say, he's not getting over that hump.
Sure.
By the way, Cambro's not the problem. We love Cambro.
Cambro,
we do love
awesome.
Cambro.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think what Jan is saying is maybe you need to add a little garlic to your rub.
That'll fix everything.
Hey,
just
garlic fixes everything. That's right. No, I think it was a big lesson learned for me once you kind of noticed that. And we all fight with ourselves, and then internally when we're doing competition barbecue cook-offs, right? And you're always wondering, and I can't tell you how many times I've said, screw it, something's wrong, our rub's not hitting, maybe we need to start retweaking it, start over. And then sure enough, we pop a second or pop a first, and in some crazy huge cook-off or the 170 teams, and then I'm like, why am I so crazy? We're not changing anything. That's right. You've got to grow, and you always will change something a little bit here. You tweak a time, you tweak something, but sometimes just stay the course, right? So
yeah. Mike, send us a little more information on how you're cooking it, and we'll discuss it privately via email, and not really, put all your business out there.
Yeah, we don't give your secrets away.
Yeah, we won't do that.
I'd be curious to know to what kind of cut of his spare ribs that he's using as well, because we're primarily, St. Louis cut. So
yeah, he doesn't say, but I assume he's probably trimming them down to.
He's probably trimming them to St. Louis cut.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't really know what's a requirement in KCBS, so I have to look into that again.
Yeah, they may not allow you to trim them down. Whatever. So I don't know if that's a Texas thing.
I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure they trim them down, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what the rules are as far as can they turn in any kind of pork rib, or are some people doing baby backs?
No, it's gotta be a spare rib.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, Mike, we definitely appreciate the feedback, and we appreciate the email. Keep it up.
Word.
So now we're going into the new year, We've had the New Year's Eve celebrations, and we've had the New Year Day cabbage, black eyed peas. Got to watch a bunch of football. I mean, there was
a lot of football.
There's a lot of football. There's some good games. There was not so good games, but yeah. I mean, I don't know if y'all's teams were in it to win it. I mean, I know all my teams were out, so. But I do have kind of a little game for you guys, little interaction with you guys, and it's all on bowl names. Can you tell if a bowl name is real or fake?
Bull, as in riding a bull?
Bowl.
Oh, bowl.
Bowl games.
Bowl games.
Got it. Bowl.
College football.
Full.
You know, this is actually really good, James. I definitely want to play this because I think there's some crazy ones out there.
There's quite a few that, I mean, and I was reading earlier, like the most outrageous bowl names. I'm like, holy crap. And you get all these sponsors involved, and, you know, it gets kind of sideways and kind of crazy. But so I got a list, so I was going to throw it to you guys. You tell me real or fake.
You know I'm good at this game, right?
I know. Yeah, Aldan's the best.
Today.
First one on the list. We got the DraftKings Atlantic City Bowl.
Obviously, that has to be real.
I'm going to say that's fake. I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
say
they
it's
would have a
fake, too.
I don't
gambling.
think DraftKings would be able to do
Yeah, I don't
that.
think they'd
Not
have a
just say that.
gambling thing sponsoring a bowl game.
That is fake.
Okay.
Okay.
Told you.
You're awesome at this, Aldan.
Aldan's like, I'm the best. All right, number 2 on the list. Bad Boy Mower Gasparilla Bowl.
Say it again.
Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl.
That's fake.
That's so awful it's true.
I don't think they could have enough money to sponsor a bowl.
No, that's like
I've
a
never even heard of 'em.
Division 6, only in Oklahoma Bowl or something. Yeah.
No, we're just talking about how many bowl games are there?
There's a
60?
lot of bowls.
Yeah. Go ahead. What is it, James?
It's real.
Oh, God. Bless
Yeah.
America.
Thank you.
What's wrong with
That's
America?
2 for John.
Right. We got the Applebee's Eating Good in the Neighborhood Bowl.
No, the Applebee's Bowl is real.
I think that's real.
I'm going to say real, too.
That's fake.
See?
I told you guys. Damn it.
Man.
I'm still winning.
Okay. You are. You're
The
one up on me.
restaurant's fake, too.
All right. We have the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
That's real.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's real too.
Do they play that one in Boise?
I don't know.
I'm going to say real.
It is real.
Boom.
Cheez-Its Bowl.
Sounds like it could be real. I don't know. I've
Fake.
never heard of the Cheez-Its Bowl.
I feel like I should keep picking the same as Jan so that I always stay ahead one. I'm going to say fake as well.
It's real.
God damn it, I should have said real.
I told both of y'all it was real.
We got this is the Chipotle Burrito Bowl.
That's fake. There ain't no
That's
damn way.
fake.
That's something you can order at the restaurant, but it is not real.
Fake.
It is fake. The South Central Louisiana Bourbon Bowl.
That is from the Water Boy.
That's real.
That's from the Water Boy, so I'm going to say, unless they made it real, I don't know. I must
That's
still think
fake.
it's fake.
It is fake.
God damn it. Shit, we're tied.
We have the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl.
There is
That's
a
real.
holiday bowl.
That's real, yeah.
Yeah. I just don't remember where was that. It was in California?
That is real.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we have the Money Mutual Hanukkah Bowl.
Fake.
I'm saying fake.
There's no way they got a Hanukkah bowl.
Oh, wait.
I'm going to say fake. You hear there was Money Mutual Hanukkah?
Right, that just sounds bad.
That's fake.
That's fake. It's fake. What about the Serve Pro First Responders Bowl?
I'd probably have to say that's real.
I'm going to go real too.
It is real.
Real it is. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. The Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl.
Music City Bowl is a real thing.
I'll say real as well.
Yep, I'm saying real.
Would you stop?
It is real. The Don't Mess with Texas Bowl.
That's fake.
That's fake.
It is fake. It is. Yes. The Nintendo Super Smash Bros. Bowl.
That's fake.
I wish it was real, but it's fake.
Yes. The Cherry Bundy Boca Raton Bowl.
Cherry
That's
Bundy?
It's in
I'm gonna
Florida.
say-
Cherry Bundy Boca Raton Bowl.
Boca
I'm gonna say
Raton,
that's
Florida.
That's real.
I'm going to say real too.
I'm going to say fake.
It is real.
Told you.
Last but not least, we have the Kodiak Chew Alaska Bowl.
It's got to
Fake.
be real.
I'm saying fake. There's no way a
Alaska
tobacco
don't
company
even
is
have a-
sponsoring a college event.
Does
I'm gonna say
Alaska have
fake.
a Division One college? No,
It's
no.
fake.
Anchorage. Okay.
You can usually tell by who the sponsor is.
Fake news.
Yeah. So I guess we tied.
What was the last thing we did with this? Well, we did rappers' names.
We did the rappers' names, the fake or real
Yeah.
rapper names.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I got one more. Bowl of cereal.
The Tony Tiger Bowl.
Frosted Flakes, they're great.
No, peanut butter, Captain Crunch, in a bowl.
The worst cereal ever.
Golden Crisp bowl.
Y'all, I got some Reese's Pieces in my stocking. Santa thought I was bad this year.
Well, we're on ranking stuff. Let me throw this out to you. Favorite potato chip?
All time?
All time. If you can only grab one bag of potato chips, what would it be?
I'm probably going Hot Cheetos.
Flamin' hot?
Oh, yeah.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Okay.
All right.
I feel like this Flamin' Hot
But is that even
Cheeto is just a fad.
Yeah.
And it's not a fad, but I mean, it's just only been around for...
It's gonna be around. It's not going anywhere.
It's been around a while. That's all my kid eats.
Yeah. But you know what? Call me old fashioned.
Oh, here we go.
I'm a classics guy, right?
Yeah.
Give me a classic Lay's potato
Classic
chip.
Lay's? No ruffles, no nothing?
Hey, you remember the slogan? What was the slogan used to be for Lay's potato chips?
Bet you can't eat just one.
Bet you can't just eat just one. And they're so true. When's the last time you put your hand inside of a bag of potato chips of Lay's, took out one chip, closed the bag up, and put it up?
In fairness, I've never done that with any bag of chips.
Well, there you go. So
Well, if it was the last one.
I
then-
think it's
then you're
really
kinda
good.
stuck.
True.
I think it's really good chip. Yeah, for me, that's what I'm going with.
I guess my go-to, it's not that it's a brand, it's probably some kind of barbecue chip, but honestly, I love all chips. I don't think I have like a favorite go-to every time. I kind of like the jalapeno kettle chips. Those are good. I don't know.
Those are good. But
you did
the
say
question
potato
was,
chip.
if you had to pick one chip, what would
Potato
it be?
chip.
Okay, well, Cheetos not a potato chip, obviously.
No, it's a
So
potato chip.
I do like Lay's, obviously. I like Cool Ranch Doritos.
I don't understand what you're doing here. You only get to pick one
I'm just
chip.
saying, you can't pick just one. It's not like...
But he said potato
one.
chip.
No,
I
which
don't know
chip?
if Cheetos.
I don't pick the
is-
same
let me
kind every
rephrase
time I go
this.
in.
Which chip?
Chip
You said
category.
You said whatever. I tell you what's eating chips right now is really aggravating me.
John
John
is
yeah.
going to
Yeah.
town on these Doritos.
Yeah, if you guys hear crinkling in the background?
Tostitos.
Yeah. Hey,
But-
if I can get salsa, I pick tortilla chip.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Speaking of Tostitos, I mean, you can't eat. I mean, I guess you can eat salsa with Lay's potato chips,
Sure
That's not
can,
right.
James. With ranch.
flaming hot Doritos or Cheetos. I mean,
Yep.
it's kind of hard to scoop the salsa with the Cheetos.
Corn
but,
chips.
I mean, I guess so. You'd be kind of sacrificing that for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm going corn chip. I'm going not corn chip. I'm going
Tortilla?
tortilla chips.
Just in general.
That's with or without salsa?
Well, I'm going with that because when I get those, I'm going to dip it in the salsa.
Okay, I got
Right.
Is this an unseasoned
you.
one or a seasoned?
Just how they come.
you. Just regular old...
Salted.
Well, some come with seasoned. on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Julios. I mean,
Yeah, those are
if you haven't
good.
tried the Julios out there, I mean, I don't know if that's a regional thing with us, or I'm sure they're probably everywhere. But I mean, if you haven't tried the Julios, I mean, that's pretty legit.
Yeah, you can order them.
Yeah.
A lot of salt, but yeah,
That's
good
probably
stuff.
why we like it. Beer and salt. More often than not, I pass the chips and get some Cheez-Its. I know we're going to a rabbit hole
Totally
here.
gonna,
Yeah.
un-American.
What the hell? Cheez-Its are all American.
Did you see where I think it was like a plant over by wherever they were making Skittles, and then they had the dyes and all that stuff like that for the Skittle making process or whatever. They found colonies of bees nearby, and then they were making like blue honey and like red honey,
Really?
and different color honeys because they were going to this plant and they were picking that up and they were using it to make their honey.
That is the coolest thing ever.
That's crazy,
see
right?
that.
Skittles honey.
Yeah.
Skittles should market that shit.
Hey,
I'm sure,
trademark, grabbing the brisket, we'll take 10% royalties. Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm sure PETA would love that.
Yeah. So let's get into the 90-second beer review, guys.
90-second beer review.
I feel like we can do better than that. Okay, how about it? I'm going to stick my finger in my ear, and I'm going to go into the 90-second, and then you guys come in with the harmonizing of beer review. All right. And this brings us to the 90-second beer review.
I thought we were finishing it for you.
Mess it up.
God damn it.
Too many beers. Let's do it again. This brings us to the 90-second
Beer review.
I think it sucks.
It's horrible. All right, so what do we have for him today?
We have I guess you brought this little ditty to us.
I feel like we should maybe get outside of Texas a little bit. And when I mean get outside of Texas, I mean get outside the country.
Okay. Well,
And so
The country of Texas.
the country of Texas.
this is a Spaten Optimator. Is that right?
Correct.
Optimator?
Optimator.
Optimator.
Or it would be Bach. But it's not a Bach.
Get to the chopper.
And I feel like probably Matt is listening in his car right now, and he's probably secretly judging us.
Right.
Why didn't you have me on for this, guys?
This actually is a Bach. This is a Doppelbach.
It is a Doppelbock.
7.6% alcohol by volume.
That's a lot.
Decent. Nice. Brewed in Munich, Germany
Of course.
since 1397.
That's a long time ago.
I bet it was different back then. I bet it's not the same.
I don't know, man.
Although it did taste pretty old.
Or not.
Just kidding.
This is good, man.
They're rolling out those
It's an
kegs
old-ass
that have been
beer.
sitting around for several hundred years.
What vintage do you want?
Just uncovered them some archaeologist dig or something. They're like, oh, perfect. We'll bottle this up and send it.
Just bottle it.
Right.
We're good.
No, I like this. Look, it looks classy, right? It looks like a classy bottle. It's see-through, which I think a lot of their bottles are see-through over there. Is
It's
that
the green tint.
right? The green
Green
tint?
bottles, yeah.
Yep. I really have nothing really bad to say about this. I don't know what is the two little pictures. What's their emblem right here? Do you know what that is?
Sure. I don't know. I'm going to guess it's some kind of...
I thought it was like a leg lamp at first, like two leg
It
lamps.
looks like two shovel heads to me, but I'm going to say it's probably like some kind of barley or something they're putting in their beer. I don't really know. I'm guessing.
It's very weird. It looks like maybe some swim trunks with a tree trunk growing out from the bottom.
That's no tree trunk, James.
Let me see that.
It does look like the Bluebell ice cream popsicles.
Yes, before you break them apart.
Correct.
Yeah, if anybody actually knows what that's supposed to be, let us know. But yeah, it's a totally simple looking. I'm surprised Jan likes the bottle because there's nothing fancy about
I think
this
it's classy.
bottle. It's very simple.
It's very classy.
They're not
I like
doing anything
I like the
funny.
paper they're using around the. It looks like it's like almost like a foil
sticker?
type,
Kind of a
Like-
foil.
foil type paper. I mean, I like.
It
I like
seems very classy.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do we know what optimator means in German?
No. Somebody look it up.
I think it's two shovels.
John, Google
yeah,
that.
Optimator does mean two shovels. Also, that's a rapper's name here in Houston.
Oh,
Two
nice.
shovels.
Two shovels. Two shovels with
That's
no dirt.
John tripping over the chair as he leaves. Good night, John. Anyways, yeah, I think it tastes good. When I very first saw it and smelled it, I was like, I don't know. It's pretty dark, but and it's kind of thick, but it's good. It's a German beer
It's
for
a
sure.
German beer. Yeah, and we'll have to do a little. This was kind of a spur of a moment, so we'll have to do a little bit more research on our, I guess, styles of beer because I've seen Optimator before. Mm-hmm. So when we go visit the King's Beer Garden, they have an Optimator, and it
It may be the same one.
It may be the same.
I know
brand.
they carry the
Probably.
Spaten there, Spaten, whatever it is.
So it's Spaten, and I'm sorry. So I actually just put Optimator in, and the first thing that comes up is Optimator beer, right? So I click on it, and it's a picture of the symbol that we're talking about on the bottle.
The shovels.
The two leg lamps. And it says a classic German double bock beer, Spaten Optimator, is a bottom fermented dark beer, Doppelbock, with a deep dark color and a rich roasted malt flavor. So that's what it is.
It's very, very kind of a rich, full flavored beer for sure,
You can tell it's bottom fermented as well.
as opposed to
Right.
the top fermented.
Yeah, you don't like that top fermented shit.
Yeah.
That's what Heineken does.
You know what? Hey, those easy
That's
little
a Yankee beer.
yeah, those easy little beers. Top, always want to be on top.
Yeah.
No,
Nope.
no.
Take
no,
control.
Yeah,
No.
you got to work for.
This
get
is
that
the power
stuff down
bottom
the
right here.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, anyways, it's thick. It's flavorful. It doesn't have a nasty aftertaste or bite.
it does have a smooth finish.
Yeah, smooth finish. And my first thought was like molasses. It's not sweet, but that's what maybe it's just because it's black. I thought that, but
Blacker the berry, sweeter the juice, man.
Not where I was going with that. I meant it's a very black, dark beer.
Dark beer. It is dark. Yeah, it is. So let's score it. You want to score it?
I do. I want to score it. Anybody else want to score it?
Yeah,
Let's
score
score
it.
it.
Let's do it.
Let's do a score.
Score.
Let me taste it again.
Do you want me to go first? I'll go first. I'm going to go first. Do you want to go first?
Go.
I'll go first. I'm going to give this beer a 7.6.
Wow. So if you saw this in store, you're buying this. You're picking
I'll
a
buy it
six-pack
again.
up.
To be fair, I feel like I've given a lot of mine over 7, which is all considered a very good beer. But yeah, it's good beer. I'll drink it again. When I go to King's Beer Garden, local restaurant that we love, have a lot of awesome beers, I'll probably order this one.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go next. I actually do like the beer. The more that I think it's kind of warmed up a little bit in the glass. I just tried it again, and it tastes a lot better than it did when it was
Ice cold.
super cold.
Yeah.
We didn't drink it real cold over there, right?
I don't think so, but it says definitely a better flavor. But I'm not going to give it as high a score as you did because I don't know. Of course, I went to King's Beer Garden. I'd be like, yeah, give me a glass of that. But could I order multiple glasses of that? The answer is no. I'm going to go 5.4.
Okay. That's still slightly above average.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
I'm right there with you, Jan. I'm probably going to go probably a 5.5.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good beer. I mean, I'll drink it. I mean, I bought a 6-pack of them, so they're going to get finished. 5.5. I mean, will I go out there and probably buy it again? Probably not. I'll probably lean towards one of the other beers, but when in Rome or when in German restaurant, I will probably order this particular beer again.
Sure. Why not?
I kind of agree with what you said. It does taste different now that it's a little warmer. I actually liked it better when it was cold. For me, that's probably going to be 4.5.
Okay. 4.5.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, Spaten.
Hey, I like you guys.
Hey, I drink it.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah. Happy New Year's. Now we have everybody here. I can say that.
Happy New Year's, James.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, James.
Happy New Year's.
Happy
to you guys.
2020.
Happy New Year's.
Happy 2020.
Did you get intoxicated? Do anything dumb?
I did not do anything dumb. I mean, I probably got intoxicated, but I did not do anything stupid.
Did anybody over there do anything stupid?
Well, you can't kiss and tell.
Nope.
Oh, that's true. No, that is true.
But did anybody throw up in Dusty Janae's sink the way somebody threw up in Christian and Courtney's sink?
No.
Oh, dang it. No. Okay.
That was not me.
Somebody
Okay.
did fall down.
Okay. Well, that's
But
solid.
I won't name names.
Do you have any bruises on your legs?
I do not.
Okay.
Yep. Well,
Where are your
Yeah.
bruises?
Somebody thought it was a good idea to drink probably a few Crawford Box and maybe a little whiskey on top of that.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Okay.
it got pretty
got
interesting.
real.
Yeah, it got real.
Okay.
Real. It got real towards the end.
Good.
Nice. Yeah, I was schnockered too.
Yeah. And in no way he
Oh, so now we're narrowing it
Oh,
down.
we're narrowing it down.
Is he part
We
of this
are
podcast?
Narrowing it down.
I feel like he might be.
well, I was going to say no way.
it,
They.
them,
James.
I'm
James,
trying to search your
I-
word, but I can't really come with it in my head. But I do want to give a special shout out to Dusty there in LaGrange, a huge fan of the show. He's binge listened to every episode, and he's always like shooting emails and sending us like constant feedback. So if you guys ever need to get your car washed, if you're in the LaGrange area, hey, go check that dude out.
What's the name of his car wash?
I think it's Dusty's
hand wash.
hand car wash.
Hand
Okay.
wash.
Also,
Yeah. I've been
insurance company, Literal Insurance.
Literal insurance company. Hey guys, if you
That's
need
right.
to,
Who I am insured with.
yeah, and we are too as well.
Right.
So-
Also, home massages. Just give him a call. He'll come to your house and give you a massage.
Yeah, Dusty's
Fine.
hands-on wash and wax.
Yes.
He'll
Cars
wash your
or
car,
people.
or he'll
Everything-
wax your back.
Everything comes with a happy ending.
That's right.
Just so you know.
If you're not happy at the end, never mind.
Just give him $10 more. You'll be after that.
yeah,
Sorry, Dusty.
yeah.
John, don't cut that.
I'm not.
So let's get into the barbecue portion of this story.
Yeah.
So I was trying to come up with a few ideas on what this episode would be like and what topics we can discuss. And you know us, I mean, we start an episode and we have things planned. We're going to do this and this and this, and then an hour and a half later we're
Yeah, we've just talked about our day.
correct. Yes. So as we're jumping into the 20s, and I was going to mention that, speaking of Dusty, as like he mentioned something to me last night. I guess he read an article and talking about when you're putting your address on things nowadays, like you're going, January, blah, 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 20. So he mentioned like it's probably not a good idea to just put 20. So go ahead and finish it up with the 2020.
Al, you threw me off the address, the date.
Did I say address date?
Yeah, when you put the
I
date.
say.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
I was a little confused too. I
What
would ever put
street
the date
is
on my
January
address.
Street? I was like, okay, yeah. So
Well, I'm sure somebody's probably listening right now. Is like, I'm on January Street.
right, you're saying put 2020.
Correct.
2020?
Because for official documents and all stuff like that, people can come back and go.
They could backdate
Oh,
it.
They can
add a little
backdate.
something.
They can 2018.
True.
2018. Yep.
Never thought about that.
Yep.
Very
We're
smart.
in the time of that.
Pro tip for you guys.
Correct.
Yep.
I hardly ever put anything besides the full year. I don't just put 19 on anything.
I don't remember when I ever write the date on anything.
I'm sorry. When do y'all work?
Well,
I write the-
even when I'm at work, I
I
don't
write
need to
the
put a
date
date
on
on
everything.
anything.
No, when I dated, I put the whole,
we have the
the whole
date.
thing.
Okay, yeah.
Everything.
You put the whole thing.
Yeah.
I abbreviate. I
always
do
put 19.
Yeah.
I mean,
doesn't
that was
bother me a bit.
18, 19, 17. I always did that.
Yeah.
But
Huh. I don't know. I just bring extra pretzels.
Okay. Nice.
do you guys still serve the honey mustard pretzels?
Not since I started there.
Oh, you got him out of that bad?
I don't know. I've only been there 13 years. We didn't have
I
honey
just
mustard
made that
pretzels.
up. I don't know if they had honey mustard pretzels or not.
I think it was 14 years ago they had honey
Oh, okay.
mustard. Yeah,
that's
right
probably
before.
that's probably the last time I've flown. So I was thinking, okay, so we're jumping into the 20s, and you see all the memes, you see all the whatever. We're in the 20s now, guys. I mean,
That's right.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Roaring 20s.
the Roaring 20s.
They're back.
And I was like, well, I mean, the 20s was a depressing time because of the Great Depression and all that stuff like that.
Well, that happened
Like the end of
after
the 20s,
the
right?
end
Yeah.
of the 20s,
Yeah,
right?
and then I Googled it. And I was like, well, let me just see when that happened. I think that was like the 29 or something like that.
Yeah, it was bad in like 1931,
And then they went
1932.
into
35,
into the 30s.
36,
37.
38.
How long are we going to do this?
I think it was probably about 4 or 5 year span.
Yeah.
So, and then I was like, okay, so the 20s, you had the Prohibition. Is that when that started? The 20s ish, you had the Prohibition, the alcohol, the speakeasies, the underground type stuff. So, I mean, people were still getting together. They're still having fun.
Yeah.
That was probably kind of a free and easy time period or whatever. And I was looking for what barbecue related story can I come up with to share with you guys here. And I found one article, and it mentioned the emergence of roadside pit barbecue stands. It started popping up everywhere in probably the beginning 20s, going on until probably the early 30s, maybe a little bit further on. But I was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, that's pretty interesting. And a lot of that was, I guess, brought on about because of the automobile. People were
They were driving cross country.
they're
driving.
they're
further,
getting in their
right?
cars, they're
Yeah.
driving, and some of these roadside pit barbecue stands were popping up on the outskirts of town. Mm-hmm. Land was cheap. They could sit there and buy a little plot of land, pull up a little, either have a pit or their homemade grilling open pit contraption or whatever. And then these people would what they call pleasure drives, where they would sit there and drive to the end of town or the outskirts of town, and then grab themselves a barbecue sandwich, and then turn around and drive home. I mean, that was back then. It was like entertainment for them. I mean, you bought a car. I mean, you're getting on the road. You're like, I mean, and it's complete opposite of the 20s now that we experience.
Right. Yeah. Bring my food to me.
Yeah. I mean, Grubhub. I mean,
You're right.
I do not want it. I mean, I'm going to stay on my couch.
Right.
That's funny you say that. I listened to a comedian the other day and it's about how Americans and how we want it now. I can't remember his name, right? But he's like, I want it now.
Right.
And he went on this whole thing. He's like, I want Amazon to bring it to me. I want to press the button and I want it in my hands now. I thought that was so funny because I was like, is that how we are? Do we?
Oh, for sure.
We want it that fast, right? It's like I'm ordering food. Where is it? Why is it taking so long to get my food?
Instant
right?
gratification.
I'd rather wait for it than drive and get it.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think that's probably one of the things that I do love about barbecuing is that it does take a little time to make it. It does allow for time for you to spend with your friends and spend with your family while you're cooking it. I mean,
process.
You're not
the
rushing that process.
Yeah.
If you are, you're doing it.
I mean, if you want instant gratification barbecue,
McRib.
I don't know.
Maybe you're rolling down to Arby's and getting that brisket sandwich from Arby's.
I'm gonna pass.
I'll make sure I get to play that au jus to dip it in, right? A little French dip. Yeah.
I'm gonna sit here and tell you with a straight face, I'd never eaten at Arby's ever.
Really?
I've had their fries.
I used to like them a lot.
I think I lied to you guys.
Yeah, with a straight
Bless.
face. And you just bald faced
Wow.
lied to us.
You sat there and told us with a straight face.
I lied to you guys. I apologize. Please forgive me. I just remember I had their curly fries before.
Yeah, Arby's is a shaved whatever sandwich place or
it's
whatever.
all right.
It's not. It's fine.
I've been there once. What turned me off was the onion bread, and that was the last time I ate there, and that was a long time ago. I think the one and only time I ate there had that onion bread, and it just
Yeah. A lot of people like Arby's. You know, like if
they're
you're up
right.
north or whatever, Arby's is a really big place to eat at. I think once you learn that you can sit and master a certain type of pit and make your own barbecue, you kind of stop
Yeah, it
going
turns
to
you off
those
to everything
places.
else.
Yeah, Well, I mean, I don't go to barbecue restaurants anymore. I don't.
Exactly.
I'm not. If I do, I order a baked potato. We usually with some meat inside of it, right?
Right.
Shot beef or something, and that's what I'm going for. I'm not going really to have a
A
certain
brisket.
type of brisket or a
want your
barbecue.
brisket.
If I want that, I'll go home and make it. You know.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we're the same way. Like, if I'm going out to eat, it's probably something that I'm not making at my house.
Yeah.
It's funny, I was talking to Maddox. We went out to dinner tonight, and I said, we're going to go to a place that has chips and salsa. And he goes, everywhere has chips and salsas because that's all we go to is Mexican food.
Right. How was it? Good.
Yeah, it was good. We went to Killen's, TMX. It was
I
good.
still haven't been
Nice.
Yeah,
there. Still have not been there.
it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time I went, I think was with you guys.
Wasn't me, but
Yeah, John went
I was
there.
working.
Yeah, John's wife was there.
Some of us have to work.
Yeah, me and John's wife went. They had their soft grand opening, so we went and checked it out. It was pretty good. I think I had the Wagyu skirt fajitas. It was solid. I mean, it was pretty legit. All right, so to piggyback off, I mean, we're talking about the 20s. We're talking about barbecue. We're rolling into the new year. And can I just say that I'm really looking forward to this new year. I mean, another 50-plus episodes of Grabbing the Brisket that we have planned for you guys. I mean, I'm excited for what the new year is going to bring, dude. I really do.
Yep. We've already got like 40 of those episodes written out. Exactly
Planned.
how they're going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Produced right now. Trying to in the process of producing probably the 30 or 35 episode. But no, I'm to piggyback on that and say I'm super excited. I think we can get better. I think we get better when people start giving us more feedback, as well as keep writing in. Right. So that's stuff I love. I love that stuff. So yeah, I totally agree. 2020 is our year.
One feedback that we've received is bring back the Friday intro. Actually, bring back both intros. So the Grabbing the Brisket and the Friday intro, or exit, as you would say. So probably have one at the beginning and one at the end.
Okay.
Hey, you
Yeah,
guys out
we
there
can work on
listening,
that.
let
Let's
us know.
try it.
I mean, if there's any tweaks or changes or anything you hate, let us know. I mean, we're all here, willing and eager to learn and grow.
Correct.
All right, so I came across another article to kind of piggyback off this 20s barbecue type deal. And I'm going to ask you guys a question. Where and when do you think the first drive-in restaurant was at?
That was
Or
McDonald's.
created?
McDonald's in
No,
St. Louis.
drive-in restaurant.
Drive-in.
So
Drive-through?
like you can have like a Sonic's to drive in, right?
We're talking 1921.
Will that be a write-up, though, at that point? Because it's like a horse.
No, we're talking about like on the verge of the automobile
Automobiles.
Yeah.
boom.
I'm going to guess it was a barbecue.
It's got to be in
Restaurant.
Detroit somewhere.
Ding, 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 ding,
Hey!
ding. Hey.
Is it in
Why not?
Detroit?
It was not in Detroit. It was in the great state of Texas.
Of course it was.
Yep.
You're welcome.
More specifically, we're talking about the Dallas-Fort Worth area. 1921.
First drive-in restaurant.
First drive-in restaurant. And it was called the Pig Sandwich.
Nice.
I like that.
Me too.
And just kind of an excerpt from this article. And I got this from the AmazingRibs.com. And I think probably one of our first episodes ever that we did a write-up on with the sauces, the history of sauces, probably
Yep.
what it was.
Yep.
Great information on this website. So y'all guys go check it out, AmazingRibs.com. So it goes on to say the world's first drive-in restaurant was the Pig Stand in Dallas-Fort Worth area. And we're looking at like 1921. So the famous pig sandwich was sliced roast pork loin, pickle relish, and a barbecue sauce. And it was served with a frosty bottle of Dr. Pepper, which also was invented in Texas, and that was Waco. So it was also served by car hops. I guess they kind of invented the whole car hop type deal.
Yeah, they would have had to, right? They could take your order, go in, come out.
Yeah, and this article, I guess Amazing Ribs got it from Daniel Vaughn of Texas Monthly. And he has a little quote in here. And it says, there are plenty of other first attributes to them as well. The first onion ring. The first chicken fried steak sandwich.
This is all at the pig sandwich
Correct.
place?
Correct.
Wow.
Texas toast. Neon lights. And it also goes into some of those claims might be hard to prove, but they all serve as anecdotal evidence of the founders, Kirby and Jackson, of their innovativeness at the pig stand. So, but I mean, it says the pig stand may have been the first restaurant chain preceded by Howard Johnson's by a decade.
Wow.
That's kind of weird because, I mean, I associate Howard Johnson's
It's a
with
hotel, right?
With hotels, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would say.
And I guess apparently that was
A chain.
a restaurant
right?
chain.
Yeah.
You haven't had their burgers, clearly.
Amazing, right? Those are amazing Howard Johnson burgers.
Last time I pulled
You
up
know-
to a Howard Johnson, I said, "Bring me a burger," and they're like, "Can we check your bags?"
If you're not eating a Big Johnson, there's something wrong with you.
I heard where the Hojo burgers at? I mean, I hear they're delicious.
You know what? I want to go back to this. I really find it, and here's the deal. We don't go out looking for it's in Texas, it's whatever. We do look at other states and really we just look at articles, and it just so happens that it references something that was invented in Texas. And once again, I'm going to say, you're welcome. You're welcome, America.
Right. We don't go out looking for Texas's awesome achievements. They're just everywhere.
They're just everywhere. And if we could just go ahead and just say drive-ins, check. Brisket, check.
Car hop, man, it can be a car hop.
Car hop, drive-through. I mean, yeah, check.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, check.
Baseball.
Baseball, check.
Cowboys.
No, wasn't
We're
baseball.
sorry
We're
about
just
the
kidding,
Cowboys
guys. We're
thing.
kidding about that. Yeah. But we can't say that, not to get off on the Texas toot your horn type deal, but NASA's in Texas as well. I mean, that's where it started and originated from, correct? Am I wrong in that assumption?
No, I think you're right. And most people, when they think Texas, they think scientists
Yeah. And
And a-holes.
scientists.
in giant hats.
Yeah. Florida, right? NASA.
Yep.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Right. They just take off from Florida. They just
I know,
blow shit up over there.
Well, three of us were invented. Out of the four of us, three of us were invented in Texas.
That's right.
That's true.
The three good ones.
That's debatable.
Let's get into our least favorite section, the barbecue fails. And it's going to be a quick little story, and then we're going to cut it off and end the show really quickly.
So I like to say that, and I don't want to interrupt or whatever, but barbecue fails is great. Barbecue wins. So if we want to talk about barbecue fails and wins, if you want to write in, hey, I had a barbecue win.
Absolutely. We want to hear
Please
about
write
it.
that in too, right? I want to hear your wins. The fails, I feel like people learn off of fails, right? Like trial and error, you're learning something. And
Don't set the yard on fire. It'll make the fence be on
Right,
fire in the
right.
house. And
right.
you learn from it.
You learn from this. But yeah, go ahead, James. So I think we personally here, we want to share about our barbecue fails, right?
Right. And I actually love this portion of our
there-
show.
is there
This
something
is
you
one of
wanna
my favorites.
Share with us, James?
I mean,
by chance?
I mean, maybe just a little bit. I mean, I don't necessarily want to share it, but just for scientific reasons,
No.
for just so you folks out there can learn from my horrible decision making. I'll go ahead and tell you the story of my recent epic barbecue fail. Really.
Drop the ball?
I really dropped the ball on this, guys, and I'm really disappointed in myself. But this is what the barbecue fails is about, so I'll go ahead and elaborate. And this day started off in no particular different than any other day. I mean, I'm gonna cook a couple of briskets for the family, and everything's great. So I got up and got the pit lit, and everything was rocking smoothly. Trimmed. I had Jan over. Jan was over trimming up briskets, and we got everything seasoned up. Everything was smoothly. Everything was going. I think went over there and checked the fire. The fire was sitting there probably like about 275, 250, just rocking and rolling. We're like, okay, I mean, great. We're sitting there hitting our timetables. Everything's great. I mean, I don't know what possibly could go wrong. Jan's like, all right, I'm gonna go get the door to the lid because our pit, Jan's pit, it has a pretty solid door, and so it takes a little bit to muster that thing open. So Jan's like right ahead of me. I grab one brisket. I'm holding it in my hand, and what I did was I kind of like palmed it like on the point. It had just kind of a nice cutout type deal on the point side of it. And I picked it up, and I'm like holding it. Okay, so then I go get the other one. And right off the bat, I knew as soon as I grabbed it, there's a little fat there. There's a little, like, maybe just not as firm as the other brisket. So I was like, I'm only going a short, like, 30 feet or 40 feet. I don't know.
like 28 feet, 30 feet.
27 and a half.
So
Yeah. So I picked the other one up. So you could just imagine me just sitting there walking, arms spread out, one brisket on one hand, one other brisket on the other hand, and I'm holding the point.
Okay, so pause right there.
Okay.
So you take 3 steps, and I have the lid open, and I look over at you, and I could tell by the way you had them, I was like, I don't think he's got these. So I have stuff in my hands. I think I had gloves or whatever in my hands. I pulled the gloves off. I'm headed towards you, but I stopped and put something down. I don't know what I had in my hand. Maybe I had a beer or something, right?
He sees
Probably.
Put the beer down.
he
and-
sees a fail coming.
You're right. I put the beer down,
Pulls
and as
out
I
his
look
camera.
up,
Oh.
as I look up, go ahead, James.
I'm walking, and I'll probably get maybe about 12 feet. And the one brisket in my left hand, I feel it slipping. And I'm like, no, please don't go. I got another like 20 feet to go. I'm like, and then it just really starts to go. I'm like, crap, I got to get this. I got to save this. Somehow I got to. And so we all three kind of go to the ground in one single motion as I bring both briskets together. As I try to maybe scoop and kind of football, bear hug these briskets to keep them from hitting the ground. Because let me paint you a little picture of my driveway. I have a big, huge oak tree in the front yard, and it's been dropping acorns for the last like month. And the car's been backed up, pulled forward, backed up, just constantly run over, smushed acorns everywhere. Quite honestly, I mean, this whole ordeal, it went in slow-mo for me. I mean, I if you can picture that movie that that goes into slow-mo, I was like, oh, no. And, I could have just saved one brisket and just let the other one go. But no, I had to save them both.
How'd that go?
And they both died.
They both died.
They both died.
It took, how long did it take cleaning briskets?
I had to scrub those briskets for probably an hour. Not an hour. Probably maybe 30 minutes.
What kind of soap did you use?
No soap.
No soap.
Okay, sorry.
No soap. Just water. But just trying
water.
to clean and making sure. Think about that, because these things are fully seasoned, ready to go. Have already sat for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They sweated out already.
Sweat it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We used.
I've never
we
had
used,
this happen before.
We had pepper all over this brisket. We couldn't tell what was pepper and what was acorn bits.
Right? Of
Got
course,
a
think about
nutty
this.
flavor, doesn't it?
A coarse granulated pepper.
Yeah.
It's,
Very coarse.
It's very, right. So that in itself, and there's little bits out there that look so similar.
So you were scrubbing briskets, basically.
I scrubbed
Washing
them.
briskets.
We scrubbed them. We cleaned them, re-seasoned them, put them back on. They turned out fantastic. It turned out great. But you always had that picture in the back of your mind, like the Clark Griswold family dinner at Christmas time, where they cut into the turkey and the turkey just goes, and they're sitting there just chewing on, just like pulling stuff out of their teeth and just like.
Save me some of the neck.
Yeah.
But everything turned out great. I learned a lesson. Hey, quit trying to do too much.
Right.
Just take the one brisket, put it on. Take the other brisket, put it on. It would have saved me an hour of headache if I'd have just waited probably 1 minute.
1 minute.
I feel like I'm always telling my kids that just make 2 trips.
Right.
You're going to drop something, just make 2
But
trips.
it's that whole mentality. It's like you go to the grocery store and you load up your car and you get to your house. You're not going to just grabbing like 3 or 4 bags and just rolling inside. You're literally trying to grab as much as you can.
Yeah, so it's
because
an
you only
Olympic
want to
sport.
make one trip.
Right.
Right, yeah.
But lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. This is a valuable piece of meat.
Yes.
So,
Correct.
I mean, a cow's only got 2 briskets.
It's only got 2 briskets.
It's true.
And James put them both on the ground, acorn heaven. So, but you know what? I want to share a barbecue win, and it's for you, James. Your barbecue win were those freaking pork steaks that you made the other day,
Okay. Yeah.
dude. They were so good. Neighbor Matt gorged himself on pork steaks to where he couldn't eat anything else. Like it came time to eat something, he's like, I can't eat it. I can't do it. So if you want to go into that, like what's your method of madness
okay, so for you guys out there, pork steaks, I mean, it's really nothing but a pork butt that's just cut down to really thin, where you get the pork country style ribs or whatever it is. But the pork steaks are just more kind of like a wider version of that. So you can get it cut down to probably maybe a 3/4 inch thick, and
or 1 inch thick
or 1 inch thick. Yeah. And so what it did was just slather it in mustard, and then I used the Pitmaker rib rub
Okay.
and the Pitmaker white spice, and just basically used an equal amount of both of those, and just I cooked them on the Weber. I think we used the Jealous Devil charcoal and just kind of let those sear up a bit, and then pull them off to the side, and just let those go for like maybe an hour and a half, maybe or so. Depends on how thick they are.
Yeah.
So, and I went for like internal temperature of probably like close to 200, to where it's like really kind of probes really easy, and that was it. Just pull them off and slice them up like steak.
They were good.
It was good.
Yeah. So hey, think about that. Hey, how much are you paying for a pork butt? You know, I mean, they're not super expensive. And like, if you're gonna go up buy a pack of pork chops, you can probably get a pork butt.
Yeah, you can usually get a pork butt for $10 or $15.
Right.
Yeah.
So those steaks, you're feeding probably, I'd say, 10 people.
Yeah.
With taking a pork butt and just cutting those into steaks and then cooking those.
Probably more than that, because those steaks are usually about.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah,
you can probably cut those in half, and you can probably do 20 people out of it.
You're probably right.
Plus, they're super fun. Just something different to do.
They are.
Ask the
Something-
butcher to slice it up for you.
It is.
Because on the pork butt, you want to cook those things low and slow, not low and slow necessarily, but you want to cook those for 8 hours or whatever to have all that meat break down. But if you're cutting it in like little 1 inch or 3/4 inch steaks, you sear it up and then let it cook on the side. And I mean, you necessarily don't have to wait until you get to 200-degree temperature because you're not shredding this. I mean, you're basically
Right.
just cutting it like a pork chop. So if you go to about 180, I mean, you cut into that. I mean, it's going to be the most juiciest, flavorful pork chop you ever had.
Without a doubt.
I agree 100%, guys.
Okay.
With everything y'all fuckers
Aldan.
just said.
I think we have a review that we did. We had Neil Sarap Barbecue Tasty Bark Brisket Seasoning was sent to us. And then also the Neil Sarap Dayum.
Damn.
Damn.
Neil Sarap Dayum Pork and Poultry Rub, which looks like we've reviewed this pork and poultry rub quite a bit already.
Yeah,
Quite a
we've
bit
been using the
missing
heck
out
of
of
it.
that
Actually,
one.
he sent us 2 other ones too, a beef rub and a
All-purpose rub, or is that with
the Southwest
Southwest
AP rub. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I think we tried this on the tri-tip.
Yeah, we used the Dayum and the brisket rub on that tri-tip.
Nice. Yeah. I really thought it was a really good combination. The flavor was phenomenal.
Right.
Like right off the bat, we had a couple of people here from like my street. He walked over, had some of the tri-tip once it came off. We let it rest, which, by the way, it was cooked beautifully. John did the cooking, and it was just knocked out of the park. But I will say, the seasoning, even, it looked like it had a good little bark on it. I mean, it created a good little look for the tri-tip itself. I think the only thing that we just didn't really, it goes back to saying you really want to work with your seasonings before you go put a cook on, right? Which what we did or
Right.
whenever we did it here. But so one thing we found is that by not really working with the seasoning before, really didn't know how much of one you could put on, how was it going to translate an hour later, after grilling. But I really think these two things married up really well for us. And we did have to go back, add a little salt, but I think that could have been adjusted by just adding a little more of the brisket seasoning on there. But to me, I think these are winners. Like I want to do more with this one right here, this little brisket rub right here.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, we played with the Dayum one quite a bit. We did it on some jalapeno poppers with the Southwest.
The Southwest rub, and me personally, I like the Southwest rub a little bit better when we did the jalapeno poppers. Maybe it's because we were doing jalapeno poppers. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. That it had a great flavor. What is it? The cilantro you
The
picked out?
cilantro.
Yeah, that stuff was. Yeah, I'll put it on some poppers again. But yeah, everything I've had from him so far has been solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Neil's a good guy. He's all over social media. He's constantly posting stuff. So I would say check him out and try his stuff.
So this Dayum rub,
Dayum.
it's got on the back of the bottle it says Sarap is a Filipino. Sarap is Filipino for delicious. Aldan, did you know that?
I knew that.
You knew that.
I knew
Aldan's
that.
part Filipino, I think.
Why didn't you translate that for us, Aldan?
Yeah, what the hell?
Did you give me no thing? Man?
It says this unique and delicious rub I developed to provide a complete and well balanced blend of sweet, savory, salty, and sour. Excellent for pork ribs, chicken, and turkey. That's the Dayum. And then the other one is Take Your Beef Brisket, which again is the Neil Sarap Tasty Bark Brisket. And it's again, he says Sarap is Filipino for delicious. It says Take Your Beef Brisket Roast and Ribs to the next level. Tasty Bark Beef Brisket Rub is Texas inspired with a gourmet twist. Developed to deliver a rich and delicious mouth-watering bark. Excellent on beef, brisket, roast, and ribs. So
yeah. And it did give it a little bit of a bark on that tri-tip.
it did. It really did. So look for these, man. I don't know if you can order online or how you
like
see
I said,
those.
he's
or whatever.
all over the place. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure he might even be on Amazon. I don't know. But yeah, check him out. Neil Sarap. He's on Facebook, Instagram. Pretty sure he's on Twitter, and he probably has a website.
Boom.
Neil Sarap.
Yeah.
Good job, guy.
Two
Good
thumbs
job.
up for the grabbing the brisket crew.
Absolutely.
We love that stuff.
2 thumbs up. I like it.
Well, guys, I think this concludes our episode. Anybody have any last final thoughts, words, anything they want to say? Get off the chest.
We did record a 0.5 episode without James, and I do think that
I don't know how I feel about that, guys.
That was very freeing, wasn't it?
it was. I felt we got a lot off our chest, and
Yeah,
I look forward to maybe doing another 0.5 without.
okay.
He talks way too much.
Yeah.
Right? Is it weird that he's here when I say all this?
I did hear back from one of our fans. He's like, it does seem weird when one of us is out.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, they don't like when one of us is out.
Yeah. I would
And
Are
agree.
you
It's
just
no-
saying that so we won't record without you again?
No. Just no in particular, whatever. It's like John be gone, Aldan gone, when one of us is out, the episode
It makes a difference.
Throws it off.
suffers.
It does make a difference.
It does. And it's funny about that. My buddy Ross, he's actually been here before, and he's been listening or whatever. And he's like, "Man, it feels like I know you guys." And I'm like, "That's the kind of shit we want." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I've heard that shit too. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm hanging out in the garage with you.
yeah. So I mean, that's cool.
We need to have like a contest where somebody, like locally, of course, or whoever, gets to come, hang out in the garage, do a podcast. Maybe we'll cook something or whatever. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure our friend in Oklahoma wants to do that. He wants
does.
to come down and hang
He
out
does.
with us.
Hey, I'm down for that. Reach out to him. Let him know. See what his schedule is.
We'll just have a listener party.
Right?
Yeah, we're not that big. Like 2 people show up. Hey, I'm one of them. So
Two better than none.
do the math.
I'm going to go get my kids. Double the viewers.
Well, we love the people. Go ahead and continue hitting us up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Gmail. Moving forward, I mean, we'd love to hear from you guys, and we'd love to hear what you guys want to hear. Any topics out there that may strike your fancy a little bit, hey, let us know, and we'll definitely do some research. No, I'm just kidding. We will research it, and we'll try to come up with our own little spin, and we'll talk about it, and I think it'll be fun.
Absolutely.
Word. Hey, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year's.
See y'all later.
Alligator.
Just grab 'em in the brisket.